It is a day of national mourning, and it is a day to blame Chris Stanley for his jinx. He jinxed the U.S. soccer team, and what could have been the greatest fucking victory ever. I got to make a call here. I'm going to make the management call that Don should have made. Chris Stanley, you will not, from this point on, watch or talk about the U.S. soccer team. You're done. First of all, and I'm not even fucking kidding about this. Yeah. Take that goddamn smile off your face. You jinxed us. You're fucking doom. You're gloom. This is the worst sports tragedy since 1993. And I still haven't been able to talk about that. Horrific ending to a somewhat magical game. And I just felt bad for the announcers calling the game, that they did not know where this doom came from, that they had no idea that they'd been jinxed, because there's no stopping Chris Stanley. And now he's using his jinx to hurt us. Instead of being a fucking dope and losing his own money, comedically, he feels like he can throw it out there and it'd be fun. Bill, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, Pepper, thanks, buddy. I just want to let you know I took your tip on the USA-Portugal game. I won myself $1,200. Party! Woo!
Can I tell you something, Bill? Anyone who bets against the United States of America is a terrorist. I don't even want to look up and see. I don't even know if I can watch the rest of the World Cup. That hurt so bad. It hurt like a fucking miss. Like you think, oh, this is going to go into the vein and everything's going to be fucking nice and relaxing, and then boom, a miss.
Skin pop.
I don't even want you talking about that. My fucking arm will fall off. Oh, the fucking... I despise you. Let me just let you know that Chris Stanley also sent me an email over the weekend that said, Neil Sedaka is going to be doing Cousin Brucey's show. Is that someone that we want to unmask? And I wrote back to him, are you high? And then he writes back, somewhat. And then an hour passes without him apologizing or making anything. So I have to write back, you realize Neil Sedaka is a songwriter from the 1950s. And he wrote, oh, I was thinking David Sedaris.
Yeah. I, for some reason, had confused Neil Sedaka and David Sedaris in an email I sent you Saturday night.
You are going to jinx us like you jinxed Davy Mack.
I think it's scientifically proven there is a cloud over my head.
It's scientifically proven you brought doom to Davy Mack's life, and now you're attempting to do it with the rest of us, including the U.S. soccer team.
It was a draw, not a total loss.
No, because we had a win. A draw would be great if we were the ones who fucking made that kick at the end of the game. We had 2 seconds to have a win, move on, feel great. That fucking Teddy Roosevelt guy in the stands was all happy, which, by the way, he's become a national meme overnight. Fez can't get a mention for his fucking half a mustache, but the other guy is just on top of the world.
They're calling him Teddy Roosevelt.
I think it would be Goldsevelt, right?
That's what I meant to say.
Okay.
The guy looks great. I mean, he's really happy.
He looks like fucking Watley's brother. There's no reason that couldn't be Fez's excitement level right there.
He's a Rough Rider.
Oh, so this will be over now, thanks to fucking you, Chris.
I mean, reaching my powers shouldn't be able to go to Brazil.
Your powers know no end. You could talk about Pluto, and that goddamn planet, or half a planet, will blow up tomorrow. Yes, we're all embarrassed by the Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman got people at the game. They were on TV for 2 seconds, though. Oh, I do have something for you for Davy Mack. Did you see the Pearl Jam thing?
Oh, yeah, I saw the...
Pearl Jam singing Let It Go at a fucking concert and not even well. That's the second thing. A, you picked a stupid song. B, you can't pull it off. Please, for the love of Christ, put the sound up. Please. Marty McFly needs to go back in time and stop this. And by this, I mean grunge. Not just this song. He's got to go all the way back. Sam, you're on the Run and Fez show.
Hey, well, all we need is for Chris to predict Germany will beat us 9-0 and we'll be fine.
Okay, Sam, I'm just going to ask you something. What is your religious background? Oh, because he's gone. He hung up. Calling from North Carolina, I'm going to guess he doesn't understand a Catholic God. You cannot fucking fool a Catholic God with a jinx. He will find you and then re-jinx it. You just have to do what they did in the old days, take the jinx into the goddamn woods and leave him there.
I've tried to fool the Jinx before, and it's never worked. It comes back twofold of the doom.
Yes.
You can't do that.
It's threefold, if you want to be honest. It's a threefold way. You cannot take a jinx and try to use the jinx for yourself. You can only isolate the jinx. Isolate the jinx.
And therein lies my curse.
You're our curse. That's the weird thing. And then here's what annoys me. You laughed the other day knowing you had cursed them. You laughed thinking it was funny. Dan, you're on the Run and Fez show.
Ronnie B, I just want to let you know, the rest of the country now knows what it's like to be a Buffalo Bills fan.
Yeah, I never put myself into the head of a Buffalo Bills fan. I never thought I would have to.
It's too dark.
That thing last night was so horrific. Such a terrible moment. That I didn't even let myself play FIFA last night. I turned off everything.
Jesus.
And just fucking sat quietly. Terrible. Terrible, and I hate the idea of a World Cup now, because it just goes to show other countries can just fucking come in and make us feel bad about ourselves.
It's Ronaldo's fault.
It's real. Look, you got to give the fucking devil his due. That ball was fucking perfect. And someone just wrote in, I would love for Fez to hashtag Teddy Roosevelt out of the studio. You know what? If he doesn't say anything, you act like, why isn't Fez talking? And the second he does talk, you see why. So, we all can't sit around and try to figure out what Fez can be doing. We can't Jason Nash this thing, because that'll just blow up in our face as well. Oh, just terrible. Worst day ever. Worst day since 93. Lou, you're on the Run and Fez show.
Hey, Ronnie B, $1 million.
Yeah.
I heard you before saying that if you bet against the U.S., you're considered a terrorist. How about if you root for another team or another country, but you are American?
Yeah, that makes you a terrorist.
Because I root for Italy, and I follow Italian soccer.
Yeah, well, hold on. Can I just tell you something? Like you said, you root for Italy. What do the Italians do? They brought the mafia to this fucking country. Okay? Yeah, you brought some nice marble work, but other than that, you brought bloodshed, heroin dealing.
Just in the bad neighborhoods.
You try to hold it that way, but you can't.
They don't have any souls.
Hey, Jay, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Ronnie B, $1 million. Don't forget they also brought olive oil.
Oh yeah, I do like olive oil.
Yeah, you got to put Papa Hicks in the bathroom. He's a mush.
I had to make him sit around with a fucking bar towel over his face for the rest of the game today. The fucking best thing about Mush is when their horse was winning, they heard Mush fucking rooting with them, and they just start ripping up their tickets. Chris, the fact that you laugh makes me despise you even more. Just know this is something you should have stayed out of. You don't need to be in everything.
Look, I had legitimate feelings, and I should know that the legitimate feelings are the worst thing I could possibly have.
Yes.
My instincts are like
Do you
poison.
understand you're not to discuss it again, right? On any level?
No.
And seriously, if you do, what do we do as a punishment? I mean, what's the worst thing that you can imagine? We destroy your cigarettes?
That would make me cry.
Would you put that up? Would you put your cigarettes up that you will not discuss the U.S. soccer team or anything in World Cup for the rest of the summer?
No World Cup for the duration of the tournament.
How about this duration of your life? You just never bring it up again.
Here are my smokes.
That's
And
like,
we will smash those smokes.
it's like taking somebody's insulin the way he goes
Yeah,
for them.
believe me, I wish he was a fucking diabetic. We'd have insulin sitting next to the hammer, not the cigarettes. Jason, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, Ron, I know about this curse for a long time. He cursed my Tigers a few years back.
Yeah.
Hey, Pepper, on 9/11, did you say out loud, man, it'd be a nice day to go down to the World Trade Center?
You motherfucker. You did not sit around and talk about that on 9/11, did you?
I was supposed to be downtown Berry Park City.
You and everybody else I've ever met in my life. Everybody else I've ever met.
Going to get my ID.
Snowy, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Ronnie, how you doing today,
Yeah.
sir? We got to change Hicks' nickname to the Cooler now, don't we?
He is the fucking cooler. I'd have just fucking take a pen and write 93 on your forehead and make you walk around so people can see it, scream, and run out of your way.
I had nothing to do with that at all.
Didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Were you alive on the planet?
Yes.
Then you had something to do with it. You. It's like the fucking flapping of a Jinx's wings can start a fucking hurricane on the other side of the world.
The Jinxify effect.
The way I cursed you last night. The way I cursed you and poor David Sedaris. What is your connection between the two names?
I don't know.
What were you? What drug were you on the other night when you wrote that?
Alcohol.
No fucking weed?
Nothing else. Later on, afterwards, yeah, but alcohol.
Let me guess.
Heavy.
Chris is drunk, sitting in front of a computer and thinking he can help. I mean, to me,
It's my phone.
that's the saddest thing. It's almost like when you would see a baby with a little wheel in the car pretending that they were driving.
I woke up the next morning, and then that was the first thing, the email exchange, oh God. It was just weighing on my fucking. And I went through and read them. This is too fucking embarrassing.
And then I sent it out to everybody. So Molly, your intern, who you should be training, said she's never laughed so hard.
Yeah, laughing at me.
Yeah. Because for once you jinxed yourself. Tony, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Ronnie, who's a bigger jinx? Because Opie Bet rooted for the Kings and they won. Is it Opie or Chris Stanley now?
Here's my love for Opie. He stays away from the international sports and frees the United States of this.
Look, I got caught up in it last week. I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah. But just think to yourself like this. You're a man with AIDS. And a girl might make you horny, but save her life and don't have sex with her. Do not have unprotected fucking thoughts.
Are you secretly behind the U.S. team's travel schedule as well?
No, how would I be behind that?
By the way, you sounded like a 6-year-old nerd when you said that, Shelby. Were you secretly behind the U.S. travel teams as well?
What's a big deal? Their coach is complaining about it.
I know, nerdy. And how much does the human head weigh?
It's 8 pounds, I believe.
See? That's the thing. I just want to fuck your mom. I don't want to sit on the couch and talk to you. Isn't that the weirdest thing? Chris, you're at the age now that when your chick breaks up with you, and
God.
she will.
Please don't say that.
Well, you have no long-term plans.
We have a long-term. My long-term plans is to be with her, and that's my long-term plan.
But
I love
each
her.
in separate fucking places. That's what adults do.
Look, the leases are running up soon. Conversations are being had. All right. Why is that so funny?
Because I'm thinking about you making a fucking plan to destroy a woman's life. Do you realize the fucking doom you'll bring to her?
I bring doom to it's scorched earth around me. Okay,
Yes.
it's like I'm a fucking nuclear bomb going off in every single direction. I don't want to be like this.
Well,
I don't. Why would anyone want to be like this? Being a fucking Jinx sucks cock.
You know why you're a Jinx?
Why?
Because it's fucking generations of it. Just like vampires. You're a pure Jinx. You come from 2 different lines of Jinxes. Stay away from humans. Go up into the fucking mountains like Bigfoot. Eat berries and sticks and twigs.
I'm sure there'd be a mudslide as soon as I walked into the fucking reserve.
You walk into anything, it ought to be the ocean.
Put everyone out of fucking misery.
Swear to God, I'm not even making this up. I could have lit you on fire last night. That was the sickest feeling known to man.
I can't talk about it anymore.
No. I'll break your fucking cigarettes.
Here they are, my Camarans.
What is that?
They're from Yemen.
Let me even just see them.
There you go.
Look at this. No, you should be stopping in an airport for even having these.
I know, there's no...
I feel like I lift this up and it explodes in my face.
It's an IED. I don't smoke them around Howard.
You know, he's been telling Fez that he thinks his surgery is going to be going really great, too, and that makes me worried.
I don't need him as a second opinion.
Can you imagine the double Jinx on that?
See, they'll cross... They'll just cross each other out.
Now, Fez sent me the video of his surgery.
Yeah.
I watched it and wrote, and he goes, I haven't looked at this yet. He writes to me, would you look at it? It's 20 fucking minutes. It starts with some weird song. I mean, I don't know who they think they're sending this out to as entertainment thing. And I write back to Fez, do you 100% have to have this surgery? Is there anything else you can do? And you 100% do, right?
I have to have it.
There's no other option for you.
No.
So I write back to him, then do yourself a favor and don't watch the surgery. Just go to sleep and don't know what they are doing to you.
Yeah.
Because you really don't want to see that. It's nothing that you want to concern yourself with since you don't have a fucking chance. But it is... Here's the weird thing. You've had all your heart attacks and your stents and all that. Those things are procedures. Those things are much easier on the body than what this surgery is.
Can you send me the video? I mean, I like to give it just a look.
Why would you want to jinx that as well?
You know what? Yeah, that's true.
By even looking at surgery videos.
But it's real surgery that Fez is having done this time, like literally cutting into the body.
Just the details I was given by the doctor, word of mouth, were scary enough.
The weird thing is that, like, okay, you have something wrong with your neck, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to hurt your hip. I mean, they're going to look at the people in the future are going to look back on this like it was leeches. Like, I get that it's cutting edge, but I don't know why you want to injure someone's hip and take their bone for the neck. It seems crazy. It seems like we could invent something to help the neck without hurting the rest of the body.
And like the hip bone's pretty important. Why? Like, is there another bone you can get some extra bone out of?
You seem like you don't. And they no. I went and they said, "Oh, he'll be out of the hospital within a day or two." And I'm like, "But I see them cutting through muscle.
Oh,
how is that a good thing?"
That was actually a quote directly from Fez's doctor. Like, the hip is kind of important. I don't know if that's the best way to go.
Jesus Christ, when you feel like you have something to add and then you don't, I'd be so embarrassed right now. You know what I mean? Like, that's like one of those things, if you ever watch something, you go, oh, like, it's so embarrassing, you think, what if that was me? That's how I just felt when he took that leap and had nothing, nowhere to go.
That's how I felt when I woke up Sunday morning and read that email.
Whatever fucking town he comes from, humor is called repeating. Just repeat what you just heard before.
At least I'm out of Jinx like Chris.
See? Nice fucking callback.
Why would you attack me?
Is Michael going to be there with you? Or is he off with Nick that weekend?
I believe he'll be with Nick.
Fez gave us this whole rundown on the guy that he likes bringing someone else to the lunches with him.
Yeah.
And is this destroying you?
Yeah, and then it was brought up over the weekend that we had made plans to go to Pride. I was going to go out there for as long as I could, and Nick's going to come to Pride.
So you're going to go?
If I go, it's going to be for like a half hour, 45 minutes at the most.
Now, how is that a way of dealing with yourself?
That is all or nothing. I mean,
Because I still want to go to Pride, I just don't feel like spending it as the third wheel.
I remember you just told us that you weren't going to Pride just like a week ago.
yeah, for a while now, Fez, you've been saying screw Pride. I want nothing to do with it.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Oh God.
That's it. All right, let's bring Molly in. She's a girl. And I'm going to guess she's third wheeled it a lot over there in Israel. And I don't know whether this is a good thing or not. Fez explained it to us the other day. Now, Fez likes this guy. He's a listener.
Nice.
So he came in and he's being nice to Fez, inviting him to some lunches and stuff. But Fez has a crush on him.
Okay.
The guy knows it, Fez?
He knows it now from Friday's show.
So you never told him?
Oh, I never told him. No, I never brought it up. I just tried to be, oh, this is great. It's gay guys hanging out together.
Was he listening Friday?
Yeah.
So did he bring it up to you?
He brought it up to me and sent me a text. I don't have my phone. Damn. It was along the lines of, I would never do anything to hurt you or something like that. So
you think that's like he's dismissing you?
He's saying, see, here's the problem that Fez has. The guy isn't interested in Fez.
Right.
No.
Other than being a nice listener to, as he sees it, and this hasn't happened before in history, a suffering radio host. You're right?
Right.
Where the listener is trying to be nice.
Right.
And he'll say, let's meet for brunch. And then he brings his boyfriend with him.
Oh.
And it's killing Fez. Now, have you ever had a crush on a guy that had a girlfriend?
Yeah, I have.
What's the healthiest thing to do from the girl's point of view?
I think that you just have to talk yourself out of it. You kind of just have to be like, focus on like the stuff about him that wouldn't make a good boyfriend.
All right, can I'll bring this up to Chris, because I've heard this before from girls. I think that's impossible for a guy to do. That girls can say, if someone doesn't like me the same way, boom, I am done with them. But I think guys' wheelhouses get moving because, again, that's just, you like him for some reason besides just wanting to have sex with him, right?
Yeah. I like hanging out with him. I like going to the brunches and stuff with him.
Or is
I
it like
being around him. And here's what happened. When I first met him, he had a boyfriend.
Right.
So that was already set in my head, off the unavailable.
Right.
Well, they broke up, and then that's when I started crushing because I thought
you crushed before then too.
Yeah. But that's when I started, when it was like...
Because let me put this. So he had done some stuff. He was bringing some guests into the show. And this goes back a couple years ago. And he says to me, I'm gay. I'll be friends with Fez and show him the ropes, the gay ropes. So I go, that's great. And when he offered that to Fez came back to me and Hicks and says, I just got asked out for a date.
Yes, I
and
did.
Immediately we said, Fez, careful. It's not a date. It's a fun time. So this is so fucking weird in the city the size of New York. So the day of Fez's date, right, which was a lunch Which again, if you really wanted to go out with someone,
Yeah,
it's
it'd be
not
dinner.
it's not going to be a lunch. And then after lunch, he split, and then I run into that guy at the movies with another dude, which is the weirdest thing in the world. You know how big this city is.
But I feel like that happens all the time. If you're not trying to run into someone, you will see that.
I mean, the day that it happened, though, like 15 minutes after Fez's lunch, and then I'm like, that's odd. And it was like a Seinfeld episode. So I've already known from the beginning he's been very upfront about him not doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Fez was clingy with him from the beginning, but now that there's the new guy hanging around, you said you were getting competitive with the new guy and acting like you know things about Michael that he doesn't.
Who knows Michael best at this point?
Is it like a you always want what you can't have type thing? Now that he's unavailable, he's even more attractive?
Well, he was always unavailable. Even when he was available, he was still unavailable to Fez.
Right.
You just thought that maybe when he dumped the boyfriend, you would fall into that category.
Then I thought, all right, here's a good opportunity.
Yikes. I don't know. I feel like if I was in your position, I would just really think hard about how we wouldn't be compatible and maybe even establish a new crush for myself. That's an easy way to get over the old person.
Is that what you do with Shelby?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, that's where Fez's life is, and maybe here's the best thing that could happen to you right now. Super best. You die on the table.
I don't think that's going to be best for me or anyone else involved. And that first lunch we had afterwards when you...
By the way, the Hicks smokes pictures are up so you can see the terrorist fucking cigarettes that he smokes. Why do you smoke these? Someone sent them to you?
GoPackJo on Twitter sent them to me, and he's a saint. So he travels all over the world, and sometimes he gets some odd cigarettes, and then, those are my caravans.
Would you say he travels all over the world, through the Middle East?
Times. Yemen.
I know he was at the Olympics. I remember that.
He was at the Olympics. He was also at North Korea. So
don't you have a... He was in North Korea and fucking Yemen.
Just saying.
Suspicious.
GoPackJo, he's great. He's a great guy.
Yeah. He's everywhere there's trouble. Why don't you make up a little song about GoPackJo and how he brings you cigarettes?
GoPackJo goes gets me smokes. GoPackJo, you're a good bloke.
Can I just ask a question? Why doesn't this fucking kid have a hit record? Why is he sitting... Oh, Chris, I like how you put the little cigarette there so we all understand. It's not just a pack, but it's like a fun little smoke treat with it.
Yeah, light that up. Inhale it. It's good.
Do you sing in the shower?
No, I do not.
He doesn't shower.
Thank you.
No, if you're asking while he's fucking rinsing his balls over the sink, does he sing a tune? Maybe. I want to give that a name, but you can't because of all the, the bullying stuff. There's at least 3 different races I could have given that joke to that we all would have had a nice fun laugh, and I wouldn't have had to say balls. I guess I could say taking a whore's bath and leave it at that.
That works.
Yeah.
That just bothers whores.
There's no reason to bring in the island of Puerto Rico for any reason. People are writing in, they let him in the building with those, and they've got to be more cancerous than Reds.
They taste like a red somewhat, a little harsher. I don't think the quality of tobacco is the same in Yemen.
Probably still get the tobacco from the same place, Virginia. I'm sure we just ship our shit out now that Americans fucking hate it so much.